Alright guys, so welcome to today's video, and in today's video we have this tutorial for our second gear 5 move. And yeah, so in today's video we are going to work on that. So as you guys have probably seen, the second gear 5 move right here consists of some gear 3 elements, let's say, so in which our character has those enormous fists, and then just punches the ground. So, and as you can see, we are right here in Blender, and we are going to build those big fists inside of Blender right here. So this is not going to be a Blender tutorial, so I'm just going to build everything inside of Blender. And as you can see, we have this plugin enabled, which lets you see my mouse inputs. So on this left-hand side right here. And I'm going to mute myself, and I'm just going to start building without explaining anything. So if you want to know how to build stuff in Blender, then this is the wrong channel, so go ahead and check out someone else's video on that, and come back once you have understood how Blender works. That being said, let me begin, guys. Alright, so here we go. So we have now finished the fist. And I have added this mirror modifier to mirror the fist so that we have a left fist and a right fist. So you have to export this single by single, means you have to destroy one of them. Then you just export one part and then you undo everything and then repeat the same step for this other fist and then export the other fist, okay? So do that and then we'll see each other back in Roblox Studio. Alright, so back here in Roblox Studio, let's import those mesh parts. Let's insert those mesh parts and then let's import our right fist and our left fist. So, I was experimenting around on this topic, so how can we create those gummo arms without making it, let's say, too complicated, but also to maintain this gummo illusion, you know? So how can we do it? So, and I'm gonna show you the solution I've came up with. So let's see. I don't know if you guys feel me, but with what I've just said earlier about this solution I found, but yeah, so when it comes to creating this Gomu Gomu no Mi, people always used mesh parts or parts to recreate that arm, but there is another way to do this, and this also allows the arm to be pretty flexible, you know. And we're now going to discover this method. So we have those fists right here, and let's import a part inside of one fist. There we go. And yeah, let's shrink it down. So this part right here is going to be attached to this fist, okay? And make sure that it is inside of your fist. So like this. And then we are going to create another part which is going to be free. And free in this context means that it is outside of the fist, okay? Now, create an attachment into both of them. So, attachment, attachment. And now create a beam and connect those parts together by setting the attachment 0 and the attachment 1 right here, and then you get something like that. Now make sure that face camera is sticked. Now you'll see this. So when you set the transparency to 0, then it looks like this. Now when you change the color like this, then you get this illusion of this beam right here being a part, you know. And that's basically what I was talking about. And using this beam allows us, pretty cool stuff. But let's wait. But we'll check that out later. Not now. Wait. Ah, come on. I don't want any color sequence. Yo, what is happening? Come on. There we go. There we go. Now works. So, there we go. So, what we have to do next is that we have to attach this fist right here. So this attached to fist part. So we have to actually attach it to the fist via welding. So weld constraint, Part 0 is our fist. Part 1 is this attached to fist thing. Make sure that can collide is false, and that anchor is false as well. And you can even set the transparency to 1 if you want to. And yeah, so that's it for this one. So this free part right here, we are going to deal with this one later. But as you can see, wait. Yeah, so that's it. There is nothing more to say. So now let's deal with the left fist. So set the weld constraint. Oh, set the part 1. No. Set the part 0 to this left fist. And there we go. So that's it. Now we have those gear 3 fists, and now we can work with this. Alright, make sure that this free part right here, that can collide is false as well, that anchors well. Okay. Now move those to instead of the replicated storage. We have to set up our gear 5 right here. I'm gonna set up this gear 5 with first attack. Up. There we go. So it's gear 5 mini series, let's say right here. Wait, you guys weren't probably even able to hear me. So let me just quickly go through what I've just said, just for the case that you weren't able to hear me. So make sure that those fists right here, that this free part in each fist is can collide false, and that anchor is false. And then move them instead of the replicated storage. Then set up your gear 5 model right here. I've set up this one with the first attack. And what I was about to say was that after this gear 5 mini series right here is done, we'll probably create some kind of moves GUI, and then I'm gonna release this final model in which you'll be able to see all of the attacks which we'll probably make. We'll probably have 3 or 4 attacks at the end, and then, you know, just feel free to use it. Alright, so with that being said, let's move on with the second attack. So Q is our first attack. Now let's create another one. So else if input key code equals enum key code is E. So we're basically checking if the key we have pressed is E. And if that's the case, then we want to move on with the second attack. And let's call this one, I don't know, fist attack. Just some random stuff right here. Delete all of these. Let's go inside of here. And let's copy this. Let's copy this whole thing. And it is recommended that you check out the previous video. So the video about this bolt attack. Because if you haven't, then you'll probably have difficulties to understand this one. Because I'm going to use this system, for example, for this video as well. For some other parts of the code as well. So go ahead and check that video out. Now, instead of bolt attack, let's make fist attack. So this attack right here is going to have the same beginning, let's say, or the same, fundamentals as our previous attack. So the search for an enemy is going to be the exact same. So we are going to pick out the enemy who is the nearest to us, and then we're going to stop all of the animations from playing, and we are not going to play any new animations, so we can delete this part. And the body position is going to be the same, the body gyro probably as well. Then instead of cloning a bolt, we're going to clone our fist, let's say, and get rid of this part as well, because that's all about the clouds, but we won't be using them. And well, you can, to be exact, you can like get rid of all of these, so we won't be needing them. Okay, now Next thing we have to do is that we have to set both of the arms invisible of our Gear 5 model. So player, character, Gear 5, get children, do. Now we are basically looping through our Gear 5 model, and if the name of the instance we are currently at is either, wait, let me actually set up a table for that. Parts we are looking for. So I'm gonna set up this table right here, and this is just going to contain all of the names of the parts which we wanna look out for, because those parts, they are going to be body parts, or let's say the parts of the arm which we want to make invisible, you know? So instead of having a check which has so many checks, we can just have one check which just looks through this table which contains all of the names, you know? So if we was able to find an an entry inside of here which has the same name as the body part we are currently at, then we want to make that body part invisible. So we have basically this table with all of the names of the arm parts which we target. And if any of the body parts right here has the same name as any of the body parts inside of this table, then we have found an arm part and we want to make it transparent. So that's the idea behind of it. Let me see if this works out. Okay, did not work. It did not work, guys. It did not work. Wait. Let's see what happens when we print out this. Probably is going to print out a bunch of notes and then attempt to index nil with humanoid root part. Yeah, it threw out a bunch of notes. So there is an issue with the way we are comparing the table and the body parts right here. Okay, we have to do it this way then. So we have to make this body part's name an index so that we are able to index this thing. There we go. Alright, so what we have to do now, after turning those arms transparent, is to create those fists, or to clone those fists, and then attach this free part onto the place where the left upper arm or the right upper arm was. And then we can just, start with, the attack itself. So, local right F stands for right fist. Game get service replicated storage, so we have to refer to this replicated storage. Then right fist, then clone this thing. Let's put it inside of the workspace. right F, re, C frame equals layer character right upper arm C frame. Wait, let's also make sure that, come on. Let's also make sure that this report, so I've just told you to make it, not make it anchored, but anchor it. Let's see what happens when we anchor it. So there we go. Let's see what happens. So of course it is not done, and I'm not expecting too much, but I just want to see what happens. Why isn't this moving? Why isn't it moving? This part right here is supposed to be here. Oh, because and instead of referring to our right upper arm, we should refer to the gear 5's right upper arm. Now this will work. Now, there we go. So we should increase the distance, first of all, to our enemy, so that those fists have more room, more space to punch the enemy right here. So there we go. Now we have to add this position, body, or those body movers inside of this right fist as well. So right F, C frame, angled, math rat, 45, 0. Oh, we have forgot to add this inside of our fist. Right F. There we go. So the only problem now is with this rotation. Let's put it this way. Let's see what happens then. So we first of all have to rotate this by 90 degrees, so that the fists face into the direction of the enemy. So that's the first thing, okay? Now we have to rotate it that way. How do we do that? So we have to experiment around. Okay. So we have found the right angle, just set this one negative and then we're good to go. There we go, there we go. All right, so One last thing is to move this right fist a little bit more to the right so that our other fist has more space. So just like this. And also, let's set the C frame of our right fist to something nearby our gear 5 right here. Because as you see, the fist just comes from here and then moves to our gear 5 model, and that looks pretty weird. So okay, well, this looks weird as well. Okay. Wait, we can literally just take this and add this inside of here, so there's no need to make things too complicated. So you can also rotate it. There we go. So now we have this flawless transition, flawless in quotation marks, because the fists, they just appear out of nowhere, you know. So it is not that flawless, but well. Okay, one more thing I wanted to check out is to see whether we are able to disable and enable body movers. Okay, we are not. Okay. So what we could possibly do, wait. What we could possibly do is that... Okay, perfect. So, I have to get rid of this body position for a certain amount of time, because we're now going to script the part where this fist is moving from this position to the enemy and then back to the enemy and then back, you know, so you get it. So the fist is actually like punching towards the enemy. So we have to script this now, and I'm gonna make the fist move via body position. And now I was looking for a way to disable this body position for a certain amount of time, and this body position right here, it does not have this enabled property. So we are just going to parent this to nil and then create a new body position, which is going to move the fist to the enemy. And then after a certain amount of time, let's say after 0.5 seconds or 1 second, we are going to set the second body position to nil and then bring the first body position back into the right fist. And then we are just going to change this for, I don't know, 3-4 times, so that you actually have this illusion of our gear 5 punching towards the enemy, and then we're going to add some effects, so some shock waves whatsoever. Then we're going to damage the enemy, and then we're done with the second attack as well, guys. So, clone this body position, call it BP2. Let's add a weight inside of here. And this BP2 right here is going to, wait, parent nil. So there we go. All right. Now, so we have to ensure that can collide is false on both of those fists, because as you have seen, This right fist right here, it had issues with the collision, so now it works. Now it works. Okay. All right, all right, all right. So, one more thing we have to deal with is that we turn these these free blocks, that we turn them invisible. And let me add a loop inside of here, which loops 10 times. And each time it is going to parent one body position to nil, and then parent the other one to the right fist. And then it is just going to repeat everything over and over again, you know? So as I've already told you earlier. Okay, so let's test this out. Let's see how it works. All right, works totally fine. So wait, those are transparent. Wait. I have to test this out again. This. Okay. Now this is fine. All right. Okay, now we have to create the left fist. So let's do that. So in order to do that, we of course have to do the exact same thing as we have done for the right one. We just have to change a few things. Okay, instead of right upper arm, we do left upper arm. Put the body gyro inside of the left fist. And change this. So that's important. Change that to -10. Because 10 would be on the right side of the player and -10 would be on the left side, you know? So that's the reason why I want to change this. Also, let's call this BGL and BPL. Because those body movers are for the left side, you know? So that's the reason why. BPL, parent no. And then we are going to create the second body position, but for the left side. So left F, -10. There we go. Now inside of here, I'm unsure on how you should do things. So you do it this way. So I want some kind of delay in between the right and left fist, so they should not attack at the same time or come to the ground at the same time, but they should change, you know? Yeah, exactly like this. All right. Yeah, so that's the exact effect I wanted to create. So this loop right here, let's say that this spawn function right here makes this loop run apart from the rest, so without interrupting any other code right here. So it would have interrupted the code because we have added those waits inside of here. But just because that this loop right here is inside of the spawn function, it is not. And we just do the exact same loop as down here. We've just changed right F to left F, so to the left fist. We have changed the body movers to the left fist body movers. And we have delayed the weight. So I have put this weight up here so that we have a delay in between when those fists reach the ground, you know. That's basically what happens right here. Now, one more thing I would like to do is that I would like to rotate the player a little, because angles, wait, left, right, 45, 0, 0. Let's see how this looks like. So I want the player to face a little bit more as the fists do, so wait. My god, come on. There we go. Nope. Oh, of course. Wait, I've changed the wrong thing. You have to change the body gyro, not the body position. Okay, so I have to do minus 45. There we go. Right, so after that, those fists are done, we want to get rid of the right fist and the left fist. And we want to turn the arms back to visible. So we want to make them visible again. So just use this code right here and then just set the transparency to 0. So fairly easy. And also get rid of the body movers, so BG and BP. BG destroy, BP destroy. Let's actually call this one BPC. Because down here we have the exact same thing called BG and BP. So let's change the BG as well. BGC. So just to differentiate that this is for the right fist and this is for the character. We also have to make this animation right here play again. So idle loader play. And yeah, so apart from that, we only have to create some more effects and also some camera movement. And then we are pretty much done with this attack. And then we also have to make damage to the snake man right here. Yeah, okay. The exact same glitch right here as previously, you know, last video. Just do not attack the snake man with the Q move, you know. Alright, so let's create those effects. So how do we do that? Right, so let's use some kind of green color. Let's use grass. Let's see how this is going to look like. I'm gonna be explaining this in a bit, don't worry. Wait, what is happening? Alright, so what we're doing right here is that inside of this left fist loop, we have another spawn function. And I just want to say it right now, so using that many spawn functions is probably bad practice, but I'm going to do it this way because I'm a noob scripter, okay? So to all of your pro scripters out there, I greet you. Try to do the same thing as me without using all of these spawn functions and make a video about it if you want to complain about it, okay? So I'm going to use those spawn functions right here. And we are creating this part which has this camo brick color, which has this grass material, but we'll change this later on. And we have a randomized size. So randomized in regards of, yeah, the values. So the values range from 2 to 10. And that part, or those parts are anchored, and those parts are calculated faults, and they're randomly being placed next to the last enemy. No, next to the place where the fist comes at, with a random rotation as well. And we are basically creating 4 of those parts, and those parts are going to be some kind of shockwave parts, you know. And then we have another spawn function right here, which after 0.5 seconds creates a tween, which makes the shockwave turn invisible after 0.5 seconds as well. And then we add this game debris add item part, which makes, or which destroys the shockwave part right here after 1 second. Okay, so after 0.5 seconds, after the part has completely vanished, means turned invisible, it is being destroyed. Now, one problem we have is regarding the brick color and the material, because we now have a green color and the grass material, but our base plate right here has a totally different color and material. So how can we get, or how can we work with that? So one possible thing which we could do is that we use raycasting to see which kind of which kind of ground we have, and to find this out we can do it that way. So local raycast last enemy humanoid root part position last enemy humanoid root part C-frame multiplied with C-frame the new 0 minus 10 0 dot brackets dot position Wait, I have to look stuff up. And raycast filter type blacklist ray settings filter descendant instances last enemy. There we go. Right F, left F. If ray, then print ray instance name. Let's see how this is going to work out. So we have created an array which goes from our enemy to all the way down, okay? So we do that to see on which ground our enemy stands. And once we have found out which ground this is, and we're just going to take over that ground's material and color for shockwave. Baseplate, yeah. So I was able to find it out. Then let's work with that. Okay. So if ray, then x rig color, ray instance rig color, x material, ray instance material, else. So means if the ray was not able to find anything, then we are going to use those default settings of green color and grass. So that's how you do it. Okay. Let's see what happens to our shockwave. There we go. All right. Let's actually do top surface smooth, no outlines. So I've just seen the surfaces, so let's change that as well pretty fast. Bottom surface smooth, no outlines. There we go. All right. One more thing we should do is that we create some kind of shockwave. So some kind of sphere which just expands every time, you know? So local x2, instance new, part, workspace, x2, rig color dot new. It's going to be institutional white. x2 material is going to be neon, and x2 shape is going to be a ball. x2 size, it's going to be vector 2, no, vector 3. New, let's do 2 to 2 because we're going to expand this anyway, so it does not matter. Transparency, let's set it to 0. Anchor is true, come on. It's true. Can collide is false. And C frame is going to be right here. Wait. So now let's add this tween service right here. So I'm just gonna take over this one. I'm gonna call this tween service the x2. So x2 is our ball right here, which is going to expand. So we're not only going to make the ball transparent, but we're also going to change up the size to its current size multiplied with, well, let's say 15. Let's add another spawn function. So this is bad practice as hell, but I don't care. No, wait. We do not even need to do it. So game debris add item x2 after 1 second. There we go. Okay, let's see what happens now. All right. So here we go. Now, so let's duplicate this. And let's put it inside of here. Then we have to change everything which says left F to right F. So let's start here. So instead of having -10, we're going to have 10. All right. Okay, so that's all right. Not -10, but +10. Okay. Okay. So, seems alright. Then let's play this thing. Now let's see how this attack is going to look like now. So. Okay. Now we have to deal damage to this enemy right here. So, we can do it... We could do it this way, so... We could add another spawn function. And create a loop. Math random. Or to, let's say 15. Do. Last enemy, humanoid. Take damage. Math random. Let's say 1, 2, 3. Wait. Math random. Wait. 10 to say 25 divided by 10. So we have set up the spawn function. You guys should know what it does, and then we have a loop which loops at least 4 times. So the total amount of loops is random, so it can go from 4 to 15. And each loop, so in each loop we wait first of all in between 1 and 2.5 seconds. So we have this randomized stuff right here. So we are getting a random number from 10 to 25, and then we divide this number by 10 to actually get decimal numbers as wait times. And then after this wait is over, we are dealing damage to the enemy, and this damage is random as well, so it goes from 1 to 3. All right. Last thing we could add is this camera shaker, and after that we're pretty much done with this attack. And this attack looks cool, so I'm actually proud of myself for making this yeah, visually interesting, let's say. Wait, attempt to index null with humanoid root parts. I think the damage is too low, is way too low. Come on, let's change this to... Wait, to what could we possibly change it? Let's say to 6. Okay,